6 games into the season, and I'd say we have enough of a sample size to say the Bruins' Game 7 Stanley Cup final loss isn't hampering them this year. Welcome into Bruins Now. I'm Michaela Vernava. The 5-1 Bees have won 5 of their first 6 games for the first time since starting 5-0-1 in the 2012-13 season. And that's thanks in large part to David Pastrnak. Pasta walked into TD Garden saucy as ever on Monday afternoon, sporting his salmon-colored suit. The man went on to score the Bruins' only 4 goals as they beat the Ducks 4-2. Pastrnak joined Red Wing Anthony Mantha and Oiler James Neal to make this the 3rd season in NHL history with 3 4-goal performances in the first 13 days. Last season, there were just 4 games in total where one player scored at least 4 goals. The performance was Pasta's 5th NHL hat trick. Barry Peterson and Cam Neely are the only other Bruins to have at least 5 hat tricks before the age of 24. Here's Pasta with the guys after the big game.
Obviously, I usually wear a hat when I have a really bad hair day. So
A big body Pasta, huh?
yeah, absolutely. I've been working on it all. I'm living in Prague, pretty good food and beer there. So the corner weight.
And what else should we look for from the Pastrnak collection?
It's pretty much, unfortunately, she said just the salmon.
Just the salmon.
Yeah.
Of course, Pasta had a little help from his friends, specifically his line mates. Brad Marchand assisted on 2 of the 4 goals. Marshy now has 5 assists and 4 goals in the past 5 games. And we already know he's pesky, but add shifty to Marshy's repertoire. I mean, look at this. Throw Marchand in the octagon with those moves. And speaking of, the UFC is coming to TD Garden. One local native who's fighting on Friday talked about his relationship with Marshy and his love for the Bees.
Yeah, I just missed the game the other day. I just sent him a text to invite him to the game, so hopefully we can get him tickets and see him there. I don't know if he has a game or not, but definitely would like to see Brad there. He's a good dude, and I met him when I first walked out in the Boston fight at the TD Garden. I got my first win in the UFC. I walked out with the Boston Bruins jersey with my name in the back. Definitely that was my dream before I was a fighter, to be in the NHL, but this is just as well because my favorite part about hockey was the fighting. So.
On the injury front, David Krejci left the game on Monday with an upper body injury. The Bruins center was out on the ice, though, with the team on Wednesday for practice. He participated in half the session, and Bruce Cassidy provided an update on his condition.
He's nursing an upper body injury, so he skated half the practice. Tomorrow he'll see how he is. I'd put him as day-to-day. I'm not going to rule him out tomorrow. I'm not going to say he's definitely in.
Now, we've talked a lot about the Bruins' offensive production as of late, but we'd be remiss not to touch on what's been going on between the pipes. Yaroslav Halak was a huge factor in the Bruins' win on Monday. Halak was an absolute wall, saving the black and gold from several second-period miscues while spoiling breakouts by the Ducks. In the second period alone, Halak stopped 15 of 16 shots fired at him, and was a big part of the Bruins' success in killing all 3 penalties of the period. Here's what he had to say after the game.
I just tried to do my job, and at the same time, I knew that it wasn't our best, and everybody knew it here, and that's where we came apart in the 3rd period. And our leadership did a good job. Power play got us going, and that was a huge thing for us.
On Thursday, the Red Hot Bees take on last year's President's Trophy winning Tampa Bay Lightning, who are off to just a 3-2-1 start this season. The Bolts' power play abilities are comparable to the Bees, but in every other aspect, the Bruins have the edge. That's it for this episode of Bruins Now. Make sure to stay with us on NESN.com for all your Bruins updates, and tune in tomorrow for an hour of pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. Puck drops at 7 on NESN.